Pretty much every parent out there, when their kid reaches a certain age, tells them to go get a job. If you want a new PlayStation or Xbox game, go get a job. If you want some new clothes or you want some new shoes, go get a job. But never do parents really encourage their kid to go and start a side hustle, something that for the hours put in can massively outweigh the output and the income of a part-time job. I mean, the average wage for those under 18 right now in the UK is around £6.40 an hour, and for those 18 to 20, it's £8.60. Surely there must be better ways for the younger generation to be earning more than £25 for a 4-hour shift. Well, there is. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down 5 side hustles that you can start as a student that will earn you way more than the minimum wage, and most of them you can start online and with little upfront capital. The first, creating faceless short form content. This is Mike Chamberlain, and within 30 days he was able to grow a faceless YouTube channel, Make It Slush, to over 1 million subscribers and generate over $2,400 that same month. Now, he did this when he stumbled across a faceless YouTube channel generating videos around a product and gifting that product to subscribers. And in return, he gained more and more subscribers as these subscribers had to leave likes and comments to get a free gift, boosting the channel more and more and then acting almost as a snowball effect. So how can you, as a student, go and replicate this? Well, first, I think it'd be good to look at other channels doing the exact same thing and also have a look at some products that you know are selling well from a dropshipping perspective. You can then do this by looking at Google or ChatGPT for these products and then go and type in each of these specific products. It could be frames, it could be blankets, it could be water bottles. Type in that word onto YouTube. You'll then hopefully be able to find some similar channels doing a very similar thing. Here is a similar channel that I could find and also Mike identified, which is called Frame, where they post random videos of putting items and objects into their frame and closing the frame, as well as having a store attached to it where you can actually go and buy the frame yourself if you want to go and create the same videos. So if you're starting out, look for channels similar to this and almost copy what they're doing in terms of their content. If they're doing certain hooks, note them down. If they're putting certain catchphrases into their videos, note them down and replicate this for the same product that you're doing. Don't copy them, but replicate that for the product that you have, because you know which ones are the winning videos because you can see which have the most views. Now, with Mike's channel generating over $2,400 with 52 million views and Frame having over 4 billion views, doing some very quick maths to say that each channel gets the same RPM, so revenue per 1,000 views, we could estimate that Frame was able to make over $184,000 in 1 year alone, just from AdSense. The second side hustle is appointment setting for coaches. You have probably seen coaches all over social media, from fitness coaches to coaches and gurus selling you courses on how to do a business. But for these coaches and these experts with quite a large following, it can be very difficult for them to do the entire length of their business, the full end-to-end spectrum of generating leads, speaking with these leads, closing these leads, and then fulfilling the product or the service that they've promised. So what they like to do is they outsource some of this journey. And that's where appointment setting comes in. Now, appointment setting is the first step in the sales cycle. You'll be the one that is speaking with these people in the DMs on Instagram, and your whole mission at this point is to speak with these leads and get them to book onto a sales call. Once they're on the sales call, it's then down to the closer or the owner of the Instagram account to close them on their product or a service and get them to become a paying customer. And then once this happens, you as the appointment setter are most likely going to get commission for doing so, usually in the range of 3 to 5%. Now, the great thing about this is because there's so many coaches in the online space now, you have lots of flexibility in terms of the offer that you want to be on, in terms of the time zone that you'll be working in, because many coaches are now in multiple different geographies. And as I mentioned, commission-wise, it's anywhere from 3 to 5%. And you can be selling packages anywhere from $1,000 to $20,000, which means in some cases, if you're closing a deal a week at $20,000 at 5%, you could be making a fair old whack pretty quickly. I'm actually currently trying out this side hustle myself, so follow along in my shorts if you want to see a full actual live journey of me doing this. And I'd say from a difficulty level in terms of getting started, it can be quite difficult to get yourself in with these coaches, but once you have, and once you've got a good experience in doing this, you can quite easily go from offer to offer and even juggle multiple offers at the same time. The third side hustle is flipping products and luxury items. This is Ben. He's a 22-year-old who owns a company called Lux Collective, specializing in the selling of pre-loved designer clothing and accessories. Now, Ben started off this business at only 17 years old and has since grown it to over a £5 million business in just 5 years. Now, there are many podcasts that Ben is sat on where you can look and see his entire life journey from how he started the brand to where he is now, and please feel free to watch those videos. But to summarise that, as many of you are now, Ben was a very entrepreneurial kid, and he always wanted to make money and always wanted to make a lot of money. He was buying and selling goods with his younger brother at car boot sales, online, and even at school, and never really made that much money until he started to turn to luxury items. Bigger ticket items where once he sold them, he was making much more money for every single item sold, and he had to sell fewer of them to make the same amount of money as he would the smaller items. Since then, Ben has been able to grow a big social media following and is now getting people to come to him with the luxury items rather than him having to go out and source them. But it just shows you how much money can be made from reselling. Gary Vee is another major advocate of this, and I would say the difficulty levels of getting into reselling is pretty low. You can very easily go and find things on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, even on Amazon, and actually go and sell these for a profit. And the startup capital, depending on what it is that you're buying in the first place, can be pretty low. Once you've sold that item, with the profit and the original money you've got, you can then recycle it and buy the next item and keep going and going and going and going. I did this in the form of Amazon FBA, buying products and selling them on Amazon and making a profit off of that. And I know from a fact that you can soon scale a quite small pot of money to be something quite large. Side hustle number 4 is becoming a coach or a course creator. Now, once you've mastered the skill of reselling, Amazon FBA, appointment setting, or even faceless content creation, such as the ones we've mentioned so far in this video, you'll be able to sell your expertise onto others who are looking to have the same journey or the same success as you, but miss out all of the hurdles and all of the losses that you had along the way, with the idea of getting to the end goal, the goal that you're at now, so much quicker than you did. Now, many people in the space look down on coaches and course creators and so-called gurus simply because they don't feel like they're getting enough value out of the course or the product or the service that they're selling. In some cases, that is 100% true. There's a lot of fake people out there that are posing scams. But at the same time, I've bought many courses before, and I'm sure lots of you have as well, and got a lot of value out of them. So obviously just choose the ones correctly. If somebody's making a couple of posts driving a Lamborghini saying how rich they are, maybe they're not the right one. You have to think of it the same way that the education system works now. If you really want to get a job in marketing, you want to get a fairly high profile job in marketing, you're most likely going to go to university and you're probably going to spend £30,000 on an education. And when you come out of university, you then have a much higher chance of getting the job that you want than you probably would have done if you hadn't. As at the same time, if you pay a course creator to get the outcome that you want, let's say it's Amazon FBA, you want to know how to do this and pick up the skill, you'll pay them the money of getting the results and getting that knowledge so much quicker. At the same time, you probably pick up that skill in a lot less time than 3 years, and a lot of these course creators also have guaranteed offers, meaning that if you don't get the outcome that you're after, you get your money back. I don't see universities going around saying we'll give people their £30,000 back if they can't get a job. Well, how much can you make from all of this? And it just completely depends on what your niche is, how much experience you've got, and how much competition is in the market as well. Let's look at Jake. He shows people how to scale an Amazon FBA business the same way that he did, starting from zero to a multi-million-pound business, growing its revenue to, I think, over 1.7 million. And creating profits at the same time, more than most doctors would make on a monthly income. Now for this, he charges £1,000, and it's a step-by-step guide that you can follow along and put the same processes into place. It's not a, we'll do it for you, but it's a guide of how to go and do it and how to get the same results that he got, and many people have. So if you're in a similar situation, you can create a product where it's £1,000 and you can get a person sign up to it every single week. You're making around £4,000 per month on top of the money you'd probably be making from that skill in the first place. So courses can be quite a good little money earner on the side. And then the final side hustle will be social media management. Most local businesses in your area will be struggling to get into the digital age. They'll be run by 40 and 50-year-old people who were never brought up around technology and are now really not as expert as they probably should be. And for these businesses, it can be quite difficult to go and invest in a full-time employee to just completely manage their social media, because most businesses aren't going to see an instant ROI off of that. And that's where you come in. You can be this digital expert and help the business out. So with this, you can offer a full suite of services, anywhere from posting content for these businesses, doing reels, doing short form content, or even posting adverts for them on social media. And if you're just starting out, these packages can be anywhere from a few £100 to a few thousand. And if you can get 5 customers paying you £100 a week to post content for them every single day whilst you're at university, you you could easily be pulling in £2,000 extra a month. Now, the difficulty side of this is, yes, if you have zero experience doing this, trying to convince a local business owner to part with their hard-earned cash can be quite difficult. But if I were you, I would just start making the content for them for free. Going in and say, let me do this, let me do it for free. Let's see how we get on. Let's see what the outcome is. At the end of it, if they're seeing a real big outcome and you're driving sales, you can then say to them, if you want me to carry on doing this, you're going to have to pay. It's going to be so much easier to convert somebody into a paying customer once they've seen the outcome and once they've seen the ROI off of your service. And then once you've got that and you've got a good case study, you can then go to the next business and do the same thing. Offer it for free, or at least go in and say, this is what I've done for a business next door, let me do the same thing for you, and start them off as a paying customer. So there we have it, 5 side hustles that you can start as a student in 2025. If you like this video, why not check out this video I did on how to make sure that you are one of the top 1% getting ahead in 2025. And as always, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you for a new video next week.